We got some Dolphins news to discuss following NFL Week 7 on the injury front, as well as who is starting at quarterback for the Dolphins this week. I am Nic Rohloff. This is Dolphins Today by Chat Sports. Appreciate everybody tuning in with us here on your afternoon. Well, Darren Waller is not out for the year. That is the first piece of news we are discussing because we talked about it on Monday's show in the morning that he had a pec injury. And his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, said they were going to do an MRI on Monday to find out the severity of that injury. A tear, out for the year. Strain, could return. Well, it was not a tear, and Darren Waller could be returning to the Dolphins this season. But this is why you subscribe to the channel. We'll cover you on news, trade rumors. We'll talk about potentially benching Tua, potentially firing Mike McDaniel. We'll have you covered everything you need to know. We're family here at Dolphins Today. Join us. Rappaport had the note on Monday afternoon saying that Waller suffered a pec strain, not a full tear, and he is considered week to week. And it's actually some positive news for the Dolphins, right? Like, out of all the injury news Miami has had this year, has there been any positive developments? Austin Jackson hasn't played since week 1. James Daniels hasn't played since week 1. Like, just consistently having players in and out of the lineup with injuries, and almost every injury Miami gets, it feels like it's the worst type of injury. Not the case with Waller. And he'll be back this season. At least it's projected to be that way. Now, I do think it could be an IR stint for Waller, though. Why do I say that? Well, if you get placed on IR, it's minimum 4 weeks of games. And if it's a week-to-week injury, it's likely multiple weeks. Well, let's think about this. The way the Dolphins' schedule is progressing, they have 2 games in the next 10 days. They play on Sunday against the Falcons, and then they play on Thursday Night Football against the Ravens. Like, you're going to miss 2 games just there in 1 week. So, hypothetically, if he was able to return in 2.5 weeks, which I think would be a quick return, that would still be missing 3 games. So, why not place him on IR and then just, all right, you got 4 games, you got a month to kind of get healthy and return to the lineup. Like, Mike McDaniel on the injury just makes it even more sense. He said during his press conference on Monday it would be living in hope to expect Waller to play this week because of that injury. The soft tissue injury to the pec. Like, so it's like he's not playing next week against the Ravens or Falcons. He's not going to play the week after against the Bills. He's probably not playing against the Commanders either. So just put him on IR, create a roster spot, and call up Greg Dulcich. Please. I've been hoping to get Dulcich on the active roster for at least a couple of games this season. He looked extremely good for the Giants in the preseason. Dolphins picked him up, added him to their practice squad, but he's not been able to get any run on the 53-man. I think that should change. And I certainly would like to see him in that same Darren Waller type of role with Waller out, because I don't trust Tanner Conner or Julian Hill as a pass catcher, but I would like to see what I have in Greg Dulcich. I would. All right, number 2 piece of news for the Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa is still the starter. I talked yesterday about potentially benching Tua moving forward, and you wondered if there would be a change there after he was replaced by Quinn Ewers in the 4th quarter on Sunday. Well, that is not going to be the case. Mike McDaniel said Tua will take all of the first-team snaps in practice and will remain the starter this week against the Atlanta Falcons. And you'd have to imagine he will start against the Ravens on Thursday night as well. It is very difficult to have a quick turnaround like that. So I doubt Miami would play Tua this Sunday against the Falcons. And if he stinks it up again, bench him to start Quinn Ewers or Zach Wilson on Thursday night. Short week against the Ravens. I just don't think that's going to happen. I also don't think it is going to happen in general because of Mike McDaniel, right? Like, you can't make the switch for multiple reasons. One, super short week ahead of us in the next 10 days, but also McDaniel has his job status married to Tua. He benches Tua, he's basically waving the white flag and, all right, you can fire me now, right? Like, the two of those guys go hand in hand. They do. So they're not making the switch right now, even if maybe they should. And we're going to talk more about Tua here in a second, but let me ask you this. What say you? Should Tua remain the starter for the Miami Dolphins? Type Y for yes or type N for no. It's hard to really answer yes to that question. Like, you want to bench him. It's just severely unlikely. Like, you look at Tua's numbers through 7 games this season. He leads the NFL interceptions with 10, tied with Geno Smith. He has a career worst QB rating of 82.8. And every single advanced statistic is just absolutely embarrassing. You look at his advanced stats on Pro Football Focus, he's bottom 10 in QB rating, bottom 10 in ADOT, bottom half in turnover-worthy play percentage, EPA per dropback, and completion percentage over expected. He is not elevating the offense. In fact, he is actually making it worse. He is! Like, the Dolphins scored 6 points against the Browns. That's an elite offense, I know. Or defense, excuse me. I know. But 6 points? Really? 3 interceptions in back-to-back weeks against the Chargers and Browns? Man. It's obvious this is his last season in Miami, or at least it needs to be. Will it be? I don't know. Should it be? Absolutely. He can't be the quarterback one of your team. He just can't. He is so unable to perform physically at a high level, and some of his decisions that he makes are equally as bad. I don't think a benching could potentially take place until the bye week, around week 12 or week 13. I think a benching would have to come after you fire McDaniel. Like I said, I just don't think Mike McDaniel can bench Tua and keep his job. The two go hand in hand, in my opinion. Falls here, crisp air, football, maybe a bonfire or two. If you're like me, you're still putting in hard work, and that means sweat. Don't let body odor sideline you. Mando deodorant plus sweat control is for real working guys. Clinical strength sweat control. One swipe and you're good to go. It controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours, and after just 12 hours, underarm sweat was reduced by 92%. This stuff works. Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. One of my favorite items is those deodorant wipes. Massive fan of these because I'm always on the go, playing basketball, running errands, playing golf, and if it's hot and sweaty, which it is in Dallas quite a bit, even in the fall, I need a little freshen up, and the deodorant wipes are there for me to get the job done. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code CHAT. Use code CHAT at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide plus free shipping. shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness. No offensive line reinforcements coming for the Dolphins right now. It's frustrating. It's tough because it's hard to fathom Miami is not going to get any of these offensive linemen back. It's laughable, man. It is. It is. It's hard not to laugh. Like, Jason Sanders ain't returning. Austin Jackson ain't returning. James Daniels ain't returning. They haven't played since week 1. James Daniels. 3 years, $24 million. 4 snaps. I'm sorry for laughing so much, guys. Like, I can't do it. It's so bad. Austin Jackson played 8 games last year. He's going to miss at least 7 games this year. Like, it sucks when Mike McDaniel tells you that they could return quickly after their IR stint, minimum 4 weeks, and then they're here not playing 7-8 weeks down the line. And by the way, quick conversation on Austin Jackson. I'm done with him. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He consistently misses games. He's a good offensive lineman. Above average, slightly. But, like, you'd have to be elite for me to put up with the amount of games that he misses. And he ain't elite. And, like, the 2 players filling in for the 2 of them. Oh, goodness gracious. Cole Strange had a really good start. Was good on prime time against the Jets. Horrible. Larry Borom. He's actually been better as of late. But still bad. It's just hard to watch this offensive line go out there and compete. They can't consistently move the ball and move the trenches. They can't do it. And if we're sticking with the offensive line here, Jonah Savianaya is the worst offensive lineman in football. I mean, he grades out that way, and the eye test tells you that. I think they got to bench him. They do. I said it on Sunday. I don't know how much more I can take of him. I would rather see Keon Smith out there. Like, Cole Strange is bad at right guard right now. Jonah is infinitely worse. He had another 4.3 pass blocking grade this week against the Browns. His pass blocking grade on the year is 4.2. QB2 battle. It rages on, folks. Rages on. I'm really like hard. It's hard to wrap my head around what's going on around this football team. It really is. I don't get it. Mike McDaniel said Quinn Ewers and Zach Wilson will compete for the Dolphins' backup quarterback job this week, hoping it doesn't end up being a week-to-week thing, and he just wants one person to take the job. Well, I have a question, Mike. If you upgraded Quinn Ewers to QB2 this past week, why is it still a competition? Well, like, Coop, you agree with me on this, right? Like, if you bench or make a change in the depth chart as a backup quarterback, that clearly indicates that you trust Quinn Ewers to be the backup more than Zach Wilson. So why is there still a competition? I don't get it. Who should be the QB2 in Miami? ZW for Zach Wilson, type QE for Quinn Ewers. Like, the more I go on about this team and try to talk about them, the harder it is to seriously just be like, whoa. Like, I don't think we understand the level of dysfunction that is currently happening with the Miami Dolphins. It is so bad. Like, we saw Ewers on Sunday against the Browns, played 12 snaps, 8 passes, had 53 yards on 5 completions. QB rating wasn't good. QBR wasn't good. It's just 12 snaps. He was pretty bad, inaccurate, missed a lot of throws, had the one crazy dot down the sideline to D. Eskridge. That was tough. But, like, if you're asking me about the QB2 situation, might as well just roll with Quinn Ewers, right? Like, Zach Wilson's on a 1-year, $6 million deal. The chances that he returns next season are very, very slim. Chances that Quinn Ewers returns, relatively fine, relatively high. Like, just roll with Ewers, man. I don't understand why you would go back to Zach Wilson. So I don't really know why this would be a competition between Ewers and Wilson for QB2. Doesn't make any sense. That'll do it for today's episode. Appreciate everybody for watching today's show. We'll have a video out later today, so make sure you subscribe and join us for daily Dolphins content.